Hey, recap for Friday, the 21st of March. Going to try to recap. I'm not getting the targets and stops. I got Apex not showing up with Trade of 8 data and Take Profit Trader. The only accounts that are showing up are the Bulenox on the trade performance, and so I'm going to have to just try to remember what happened here. This was automated. I used a little bit differently today. They tell you to activate your accounts here. I got 2 accounts there. Let me see if I can remove. And you click here to enable, and they will all take the same trades. That's great if you're not going to touch it. You know, what I noticed yesterday, and I'll show you today, the same thing. If I'm in a trade and I see that the target is past the level, to help this thing stay profitable and maximize the gains, I'll move my target to that area. And today it paid off. But I think this thing would have made money either way. So I started on Monday, and the ironic thing is they've never had 3 losing days in a row. Well, they lost Friday, which I wasn't a member yet, but I saw the loss. Then they lost Monday and Tuesday. I personally did not lose because there was some technical issues, and the first trade out of the gate lost $250. Then it came back, it got green like 25, and I shut it down for the day. Good thing for me, because then it went on to lose 500. The next day, it gets in a trade, and I had a malfunction where 2 of the accounts got the trade, Bulenox didn't. So I shut it down to try to figure out what that was, and other people had the same issue. So it was probably a rhythmic Bulenox thing. But I shut it down, and then they went on to lose. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday were all winning days, anywhere between 200 and 450. I cut out at 200 per day. And you can see that's what these totals are representing. So, for the week, up 600, I'm going to go into Discord later. If you lost Monday and Tuesday 1,000, and then you made 450, 450, 450, well, yeah, you could be up, about the same as me. But I don't know how many people actually hit that 450 goal for the day. So I'm going to ask and see, tell everybody where I am, see where other traders are, just to see how I did, managing the trades and not, doing exactly what you're supposed to, which is not touch it. Their rules are do not touch it until you hit the 500 profit loss or 450 profit. This trade did not activate for some reason, or either I didn't take it or it didn't activate, but I don't think it activated. There's rules and it didn't fire. This one, I think the same thing. It didn't activate, but this, I think, was the first trade. And I wish I had the profits to target. So what I'm looking at, this green line is a Ludwig level. So the trade fired probably right here, 72. And I think they got a 40-point target, five micro contracts. So it was probably up in this area. But I seen price hit Ludwig levels. Now, the way it works is once you get 10 points, it goes to break even plus whatever, they got. And then it follows it up. If price comes back and hits it, that's what you get on that trade. They're all locked together, all the 5 of them. There's no, take 2 off here, take 3 off there. It's all 5 in one shot, all in, all out. So when I seen the setup come in and I see this here and I see the level, I took this target, I moved it right in front of it. And you can see what happened. Comes back, breaks a little bit, boom. And it takes it right out. So really good move by me, because I was up. That was most of the profit for the day. I'm up 212. I was already up 170, 180. So good move by me. And then it took one more trade right here. Wasn't crazy about it, but took it. I seen VWAP. I put my target right in front of it and missed it by like 3 points. And of course, you can see it come back and take out the stop. But it did lock in another whatever bucks were there. Once that happened, I was like, you know what? It's Friday. Shut it down. So that's how I get to the 212. This is another trade. It didn't take it. The order was sitting there, and it didn't take it. So great no trade right there, because it would have lost. Full loss. This one, I think, again, locked in a little bit. So another winner there. And I, right here, from what I heard, most people up to something, maybe a little bit more than me at that point. This looked like the great trade too. And again, look at the same logic there. Take it. I would probably, I probably would have got out. And if I didn't, the stop would have got, he would have only got a few bucks. But that logic, again, put it in front of the level, lock that in, another $150, $200, $300. So I stopped, and I would have probably done better if I kept going. So I would say a really good performance by this, even though, 3 losing trades in a row, and they said it was not weird. And they blamed it on, and it makes sense, on the rollover between, March and June. And it's true, it did happen. And data, not everybody was in. And, it's a good explanation of why maybe why it lost 3 days in a row is because of that. And, I can't deny it because it won Wednesday, Thursday, Friday once the June contract got back to normal. So anyway, that was that. Just take a quick look again. And you can see, great. This count here, 26, was traded on the automation, and I traded it manually. The thing I like, this is a different workspace. So I'm keeping the automation on one workspace, and I'm keeping my manual trading on another workspace, which I'm calling it the cloud because I added this trading 1, 2, 3 cloud. Now, again, my accounts are not coming up. My lead account, actually, yeah, where's my, let me see something. Yeah, this was my lead account. Let's see what happened with this one. Okay. It is in there. So that was my lead account, and yeah, that makes sense. That's about what I did today, manually trading. So this is the trades. I want to see what my record was here. Not that this really doesn't matter too much. 86% though. I don't know. People say my sharp rate is really good. I'm not 100% sure what that means, but that looks like a high number. I look at largest winning trade, largest losing trade, max consecutive losses, only 3 trades lost. And we'll go through. There was probably no losing trades today because of how I grouped the trades. Max drawdown, $33. These are the things I'm looking at. So it looks like a really strong performance, and I wasn't really comfortable with the price action today. It's Fridays are always been a struggle for me because I got so much going on mentally that I usually don't trade great on Fridays. So I got to say, traded good. Now to get into the actual manual trades and the reasons I took these trades and the rules and all that. Another thing, Max from Renko Momentum Traders, he's the creator of many of the tools I'm using here, especially this one. Loving it. Remember I told you if I was on auto and I got in and I clicked one of these and Ninja froze, it would keep taking them. Well, Max saw the video and he told me, hey, go to hybrid. If you go to hybrid and go here, once it takes the trades, it closes on its own. It shuts it off and it will not take another trade. So the hybrid for me is 100% the winner. Great tip by Max. Thank you. So again, it was later in the day for me, but good. We're coming up to a level again. These are new levels here. I'm going to click on it. I think this is that Monkey Man Trades level. It's not letting me click on it for some reason. There's certain charts I could click on, but I think that's a Monkey Man Trades level. I'd never seen it before. So even though this was an trend, we were down for the day. I was going to play this short from here to here. So I hit the hybrid. I said, how did I get in there? Oh, no, I just clicked. I clicked enter. I mean, you look at this entry. It took 2 ticks of heat and went on to hit my target, which was preset at 7.5 points away. So great trade. I traded 1 contract just to test. I wanted to make sure that this was working right here. I wanted to make sure this was working. Everybody got the trade. So I just put 1 contract in, and it did. Everybody locked in pretty well here. The totals are all a little wacky, but overall, I think I was pretty locked in the trade copier today. So that's good news, how all the trade copying worked well. Even though there was, you're over $1,100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. And you look at this and you want to trade 10 and 20 and 30 accounts because, you do $200 on 10 accounts, at 10 grand. You do, what 10 accounts? Yeah, $2,000 on 10 accounts, and you're at $4,000 on 20 accounts. So maybe I'll get back to that. And, I got to build up my trust with this thing again. So I don't want to risk all the accounts on that. So that's the update there. All right, let's keep going. I could go look at the trades, but I think that they actually came up on the chart. The apex, for some reason, I'm not seeing the apex on the chart. So this was an interesting trade. We broke VWAP. And, if I was looking a little more, I kind of like this long, but I might have been a little conservative, just waiting to see. Let it convincingly break, which this is a convincing break, which tells me we're probably going up. So entry right there at 55. Let me see. Okay, so I don't think I used this one today, this signal. So I'm not sure exactly how I got in here. But as good as my entries are, it looked like I got in the end of the candle. So this might have been a reversal bar. That's what it looks like to me. In the old way, again, I'd be here to here. And 55 wouldn't have got me out, so it wouldn't matter. But I'm in at 55 right now with 2 contracts. Now I'm taking some heat. And this is a pretty big pullback. But the level's there, and what's the rules? Add in at the levels. And then I added in 2 at those levels. And, my idea was I really wanted to get my profit under VWAP. I don't know if I did that or not. I don't think I did, but I was trying to get it there. So this was the most risky trade I got in today. And I don't think I hit the $200, but yeah, the pullback, so that's 30 points of pullback. And now I think I'm below VWAP, which is what I wanted. And I still didn't get out there, so close. And you can see now I come below, I get everything out. So that's how I managed the trade. I don't know if much money was made, but I think it was a $50 trade. I'm going to go back and look at the performance. It doesn't look like much, but I think it jacked me up nicely. Let's go to trades and see the sequence of trades. So this is where the losses came in. 2 out of the 3 losses came in there. So first trade was a winner. So this sequence, you can tell by the exit time right here. So, yeah, took some heat there. So that was a pretty, and after that, I was like kind of gun shy. I was like, oh, I should be done for the day. But I was very close to passing it. And eventually I did. So, yeah, this trade shocked me a bit because it went so bad. But still, only 30 points of micros is not a ridiculous, drawdown. So we started at $12, and the account ended at 44. So that was a pretty big increase there. Thought maybe it was here, but no, that was a whole different trade. All right, so you can see that sequence, and that was the craziest it got today, where it was a little risky. But again, playing the levels, bounces, and I guess going back to the entry was not great. It would have been, the old style of getting in at 50 would have been better. And then, if I would have gotten in at 50, added in at 38 and 42, I'm out. I'm out at 40. I'm out here. I'd probably be out there. If not there, I'd be out. So that's where that went wrong. It's still, the verdict is out. Is this the right way to do it? Is it the wrong way to do it? And there's a lot of benefits it has using this trade entry system, where it has saved me from making a bad trade. So I can't even say, but you can see that add-in right there, man. 30 points from my, and I started at, started at 55, and I barely made money at 47. And if I would have stayed in there, I would have made a lot of money. But look, once you see I got out and then it turned, there's no reason this couldn't have just flushed down to, 700. So I'm glad I got out. I didn't even care that it went up. I wasn't like, I screwed up. No, I did as good as I could have dealing with that bad entry that I got. So there you go for the mindset and what was I thinking. Not sure what I did here. This was just, again, one contract, probably playing the bounce back to here. Just getting a few points. Purposely going in at one contract just to be real conservative and have wiggle room to manage the trade properly. I mean, if I would have came in with one contract on that last trade, the management would have been much better. So, I used to do one contract at a time, and I still go there. And, that was a trade where I should have done one contract. It would have been way easier to manage. This was an entry. I believe I used sell reversal bar, thinking we were going down. Yeah, got out. Got out real quick. I don't know what happened here. The data was a little glitchy today. But anyway, winning trade. Took a little break. Okay, we broke the level. That's a typical trade. I don't think I used any kind of automation here because it's a trade I always take. I like getting in at the level or just above it. Took very minimal heat and then boom, right to the target, which I was at 34. I was 3 points in front of it. And again, only 3 points, and it was, again, one contract, real conservative. Make sure my audio's on. All right, this was, again, another trade. Not sure how I got in it, but very well could have been a sell reversal bar short. I usually get in at the 50. I'm in at 43, so it was probably the reversal bar that I got in. It was a little slippage there. But great trade. Took the profit right there. And again, one contract. And it's adding, it adds up quickly. Same trade here. This time I just click. Right, I either had my sitting there or I just, when price hit it, I hit sell ask. Let's see what happens. I think this again, gave me some heat here. You got that fake down bar, and, I could have been in here, 44, but I was in. So I was 5 points early because I did it the old way. Then I had to add in. This was a strong level here. Again, I don't know. I think this is the new levels that I'm using, which has been great. It's Monkey Man Trades, key levels. Added 2 contracts there because I was only in at 1, and what a great add. I mean, look at that. The level did what it was supposed to do, especially on a down day, and flushed. I made money on everything, including this one. So this really spiked the account up to, where I wanted to be for the day, and, almost got me done. Let's see what that was. 1048. Right here. Yeah, so really got the account up to 117. And then I continue from there. And then I waited. It was a good 10-minute gap before I traded again. I was going to kind of end the day there. But I said, let me just really be patient and wait until I get real confident on the setups. So, yeah, good 10 minutes of nothing here. There's the same trade coming again. Obviously, I didn't take it, but let's see if I would have. What would have happened? Yeah, what a good move by me. Now, 2 things. If I would have just clicked, this is where this is better and maybe is the right way to go. If I would have just clicked sell here, I'm in trouble. If I would have hit sell reversal, there would have been no trade. It never reversed. And once this happens, that's it. I'm not going short anymore. So probably the right thing to do because it would have saved me from the heat. I think this would have came back and won eventually. But look at this. Wow. Let me see how many points. That would have been really rough. 48. Wow. Yeah. So not trading saved me. if I was trading, this would have saved me compared to just entering at that bar or having an order there. So, now there's more evidence that this is the right thing to do. Just based on this, I was 50 points of heat or 40 points of heat. Now, I probably would have came back and, it's still going. Wow. Okay, now I'm trading. So after this long run up, was I still thinking longs? Yeah. Because this level broke, these levels broke, I was going to played the level to level. Again, just taking really 3 points, not a lot, real conservative, purposely right in front of the level. I, didn't get a great entry, but winning trade's a winning trade. Okay, again now, still thinking longs, and bounces from the area. Here I'm in 2 contracts. One's out there. So really, that was a beautiful trade there. So 1102, I got to be close to goal for the day. Right there, yeah. So I was $30 away at this point. So I was like, I got to go for it. So the reason there's a losing trade is I probably got in a little trouble. I had to manage out of it. Let me see how that happened. I probably was in one contract and then added in and made the money here. So overall winning trade, even though there's a $9 loss. So I bet you I came in at one contract. Let's see the next trade. Okay. Oh, I'm thinking short. Why? Level breaks. Price comes back. I did hit this because it entered at the end of the bar. And I do love the trade. So now what happens? I'm only one contract. It's add in and get out at the entry. And it's exactly what I did. So this is perfect management of my rules, right? Get in. It was, it's crazy. You see one bar and it never moves from there. And I do like the trade. And you can see it did go that way. It was a right direction. Just NQ has a mind of its own and, does some herky-jerky things. And again, perfect entry. Add in at that level. Get out at the entry or above any. You can see a few levels here. There's a little thin line there, this blue line, and you can see price hits these levels and reverses. So for me to get out there, again, just great add in, great add out. So good, rule following by me. Now, I don't know if this was the last trade of the day. I was $5 away. No, it's $20 away. So there's 2 more trades. This one was a great winner. Both contracts won. I probably got 2 contracts in there, and that would be entry. Looks like I just entered myself playing this to here, which is what I was thinking. And I probably should have got to goal here if I had my targets there. But again, I don't know how I knew to get out here. But look at the escape. Within 1 or 2 points, it reversed past my entry, which would have put me in drawdown here. So, who knows? It could have been, because it didn't flush, it could have been just fluctuating over here price because, you don't know because they're Renko bars. But it just might have been hovering, and I just moved my targets from here to here, get out. And I was so close to goal for the day. I think this got me $5 away. Yeah, there you go. $5 away. So there's one more trade. And it was a little bit risky trading because price comes down like a rocket here. And I see VWAP here. And I'm thinking, all right, all I need is 5 points from here to here and I'm done, which is what I did. And exactly. In this one, I just entered and got out. And really good, 49 to 52. That was the $5. That's all I needed. And I would have got more. So this was the trade. The thing that was risky is that this was, with a move like this, it could blast right through. Normally you'll get 5 or 10 points, and all I needed was 5 points. And I didn't even get that. I got 3 points. And It was enough to get me over the top to pass the eval. Now, what would I have done? Now, if I would have used this and did the reversal, I might not have got it because it moved so quick. I wouldn't have time. I had a 7-point target. I would have had to move it down quick, and I probably wouldn't have enough time. So what would I do? Like in my head, what was my next step if this broke? Well, I would have to add in here and then get out. So let's see what happened. So it fluctuate. You know, VWAP was real. And then there's another level here. So these levels you could see. I mean, they're real. If NQ didn't move so fast and I had time, I would have, and I didn't need only $5. I would have put my target here. But it moved so fast, and Ninja's laggy, and it doesn't move as it should, and that's, I think I just kind of took my profit target and just moved it down, and it hit it. That's how crazy that move was. I didn't record it, but I'm pretty sure I just threw it. I got in profit, I threw it down, and that's how I got to 52. So now, here's say I couldn't move, and now I'm stuck in this trade. Well, I'm going to go in here, and then that would bring my entry from here to probably here. 44, I'm in profit. So now, yeah, you can see a little heat there. I'm in, a little more heat. Never hit here, so I never added in again. And now, there you go. So even if I got in trouble, that's the plan. What would I do? And there you go. I'm adding. So if I'm at 35 and 50, it's going to bring me in profit somewhere in here. And I needed $5. So and I love that I'm before VWAP. And now I think this touch, I love this short, by the way, and I think it rocketed short. If I was trading, I would be, this would have been a great one to take. This one I would have took, and it would have took more heat. I would have had to add in, but then, well, look what happened. Boom. So all of this, I would have kept winning these trades if I, needed more profit. So good trading. And all of these shorts were good too. It's curious to see what happened at this level. It never hit it, but I'm going to see how it held up here. I mean, that's legit. Look at that. Beautiful. Level there. And this is, again, trying to double click to see what it is, but I believe it should show me now what it is. They're new levels. I'm not familiar with them yet. I might blow them up a little bit because they're so good. It's not populating for some reason. There it goes. It took a while. Data must be a little wacky. Key level. I don't know what level it is. I'd have to go look. This is range high 4. I'm not sure what this stuff means, but I guess it's the price that MNQ is ranging between a low and a high. But it's obviously relevant, and it's a key level, which I would have never known about. Like when I see price stop here, if I didn't have this here and it was just my support and resistance radar, I'd be saying to myself, why the hell did price flip there? And look, it's this level. I mean, you can't deny it. That level didn't work. So, I got to keep an eye on them. Like, would I, one or two things, put a buy here or put a sell, buy reversal right here so it would get in here. And you can see easily winning trade. 7 points for me. Although I'd probably be here from 18, 17 right there. Yeah, I'm out. And it was a good escape because look, hits the level, boom. So that's the recap. Got to say overall, a good week, good legendary trader automation test. Hopefully as we go on, I can learn to trust the automation where I don't have to intervene. And that's their suggestion is don't touch it. Don't touch it. Go for 450 profit, go for 500 loss. Don't shut it off until either one happens. I might have to try that. Maybe I'll isolate an account and use that rule, and I'll test it with me so we can really get a test to see in the long run what's going to, get the payouts, not blow the accounts, maximize profit. So that might be the way to go, with a little, both not touching an account and me managing an account when I can, The whole reason I got the automation is because my time is limited moving forward, and I'm not going to be able to do recaps. I'm not going to be able to manually trade. So the automation is key for me right now. Looks like the market, let me just take a quick look. It's really, I mean, it was down 250, 260, somewhere in that range, and it's got all that back. You know, if I have to guess, it's going to this Ludwig level here at least, which is 30 points up. I would love to go long here and just, you know, let it fluctuate, eventually get out there. So I'm going to go back and look later. See, it's already on its way there. So that's how it's a magnet. It's going to bring price right to it. All right, crew, all the best. Good weekend.